The stock market, I just see with all of the ups and downs since Election Day, is up 37% from election day. 37%. Now, it did a little bit of a correction. In fact, I started to say, you know, I was in it for like 13, 14 months from election. I say, is this sucker ever going down a little bit? This is a little embarrassing. It was up 100, up 200, up 1,000, up 150, up 90, up 63. I said, good, that's better. You know, hey, we've got 7 years to go, folks. You know, we got a long time to go.
President Trump touting the stock market gains and his economic accomplishments at this year's CPAC. Let's bring in Washington Times contributor Eric Schiffer to react. Eric, you know, this whole thing about when's the stock market going to go down, he's being criticized for taking too much credit for the market. What do you say?
I think he deserves to take the credit for the market. I think one of the major things behind the market is the fact that you have someone who's taken out regulation, Liz. He has decided to be the person who is really crushing regulation, and he's doing it. And the market loves that because the market recognizes that if you eliminate regulation, you're allowing for businesses to make more money. And that's the driver behind most of the market, is the ability for businesses to benefit from tax cuts like Donald Trump has put forward, from lower regulation so more falls to the bottom line. And we're seeing it. And I think that the market is going to go to far greater highs. I've said this repeatedly, and it's largely, I think, because of policy and because of leadership and because of the fact that you're allowing people to have more money to spend, you're allowing for less regulation, and you're also, I think, hopefully going to pass an infrastructure reform that allows for this country to be on the same level as these international countries that have great infrastructure. We deserve that here, and that's going to help the economy even further.
President Trump having fun today at CPAC, telling some jokes, keeping things light, even making fun of his bald spot. Let's watch.
By the way, what a nice picture that is. Look at that. I'd love to watch that guy speak. Oh, boy. Let's see. I try like hell to hide that bald spot, folks. I work harder. In the history of presidents, no president, and I'm saying no president. Now, maybe they'll find I was off by 2, but we're here 1 year. But they used to give the best speech of CPAC. Do they do that still, man? Good, you better pick me or I'm not coming back there. I had a couple of these characters in the back say, oh, he really doesn't want the wall. He just used that for campaigning. I said, can you believe it? You know, I say every time I hear that, the wall gets 10 feet higher. You know that, right?
He could be pretty funny, right?
I think he is a master entertainer and certainly a great business person, but a great entertainer, and he knows how to work an audience. And look, that's an audience that is very proud of its president, and a president who is stuck to his promises, and I think that they recognize that, and that wasn't always the case in the past with other leaders. And that's one of the things that Donald Trump has been very reverent about, is to stick to the promises behind the campaign. And look, we're seeing the benefits, and the benefits certainly from an economic level. Liz, everyone was saying the Democrats were going to blow everyone out later this year, right? Yeah. And look at the numbers now. They're changing. And why are they changing? Because people are seeing they're voting their pocketbook. I mean, ultimately, these polls are reflecting that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, there's going to be, I think there's 36 Republicans or so, you know, retiring from the House. It's going to be tough to call the midterms. I think it's still in flux. You know, the president's been accused of tweeting his own feet off, you know, the tweets from the gang that can't shoot straight, because he gets in the way of his own message. And some people find him hard to take. But, you know, when he's up there talking, you're reminded of how we were lectured at and talked at for 8 years. He's not talking at you. He's talking with you, right?
Well, I think he knows how to connect with an audience. And a great entertainer knows how to connect. They understand what an audience is looking for. And he certainly knows this audience very well. And he knows how to do it in a way that almost feels personal. It's that like he's talking to you. And that's what a great communicator does. And certainly in the, when you look at Obama, Obama was aloof. He was disconnected. He was not connected emotionally. He certainly wasn't speaking on a personal level. And he's a professor in a way, in the way he approaches it. And he certainly was a professor, too. And audiences, I think many audiences don't like that. They certainly don't connect to it. Perhaps diehard liberals and fans of Obama did, but many didn't. And I think that was the rub. Even against many reporters on the left, they would always say that he's aloof, he's not connected.
Good to see you, Eric. Come back soon. We love having you on.